Hey, what's up, good people? Welcome back to Stock Up with Larry Jones. Hey, if you're new to the page, go ahead, hit the like, subscribe, and the notification bell. In my wife's car today, so I'm not in studio A, B, or C. And just wanted to say to you guys that we've had a good week. All of the major indexes or indices were up, green. Friday and Thursday, the Dow, S&P, NASDAQ. We had quite a good rebound. And then GDP came out, gross domestic product. It shows that GDP is slowing down, all right? It's still an increase, but it's slowed down dramatically, okay? And, I'm going to keep saying we're in a rolling recession. The real estate market is showing signs of weakening and have been quarter over quarter now. And even jobs, at the rate of unemployment. Unemployment is still low, but the rate is slowing. And so we have what we have. Now, the biggest thing that's happening right now, of course, is First Republic Bank. All of the major banks, including JP Morgan, are asked now for their final bids as the feds take over the bank, as the bank goes over into receivership, okay? And so they're going to have to backstop these loans, right? And so I just believe that, the market is not going to crash on Monday because of First Republic, but we have to understand it is a looming problem, and it is a big problem that is getting bigger, just like the Fed's printing all of this free money, quantitative easing. We had for like 15 years, well over 10 years, we had basically free money, low interest rates, my home 2.4, other people even slightly lower than that. And now if you want to get a mortgage, I think it's like 6.2. A few months ago, it ramped up over 7%. And we have to pay, good people. When the banks actually backstop First Republic, what do you guys think that money is coming from? So they know how to put lipstick on a pig really good. And so there is money to be made now. I've been making money. Well, I made a little money on earnings. And for those of you that's been following me, I showed you guys exactly how to play First Republic. And it worked. It worked exactly like I said it would. And I showed you why. I not only tell you what I'm getting in a play, I show you why, so you can do your own due diligence, right? And so it played out exactly like we thought it would, up and then down. So we made money going up, we made money going down, right? So that's everything that's really going on with the market. We still have earnings coming up. Tomorrow morning on my live, I will just be sharing with you everything. One of the biggies that are reporting next week is Apple. Apple is one of the major companies, heavily weighted company in the S&P that will be reporting. Just think about this. A third of the S&P reported last week. And then we have this week. So over a half of the S&P in 2 weeks will have reported. And that's big. But here's the biggest thing that is positive, that is extremely positive. The earnings so far have been good. They've expected them to be far worse than what they are now. And there was a lot of talk about an earnings recession. So either that earnings recession didn't happen, and that slight chance of a soft landing that the Fed is talking about, maybe there's a slight possibility of that happening, or the earnings recession starts next quarter. You leave me a comment. I think that Q1 is a good snapshot, but we don't take anything for granted around here. We simply trade the market that we're in. So we try to see how we can make short-term earnings and short-term gains based on plays that we find in the market. I point in a direction when I talk. I don't tell anybody to buy, hold, or sell. I talk about what I'm doing, and I point to the general direction where I see opportunity. And then it's up to you guys to do your own due diligence and then make a play or not. Just remember, good people, when your money is not in a play, it is safe. You haven't lost. So never feel bad about not getting in a play. That is one of the basic fundamentals I've learned in trading. Because if your money is not in play, it's not at risk, right? Especially if you're doing options, right? And so I have learned that when I miss a play, but I wasn't really sure it was a good play, I don't feel bad. I really don't. Because I not only did I not make a gain, but I didn't make a loss, right? And so I only move in a bear market, which we are in. I move very cautiously because the overall market tends to be coming down, even though we have these green days, right? In a bull market, I'm more risky. I take more risk in a bull market because the entire market is moving up. Follow? So you guys leave me a comment on what you think. Do you think these earnings are a sign of the rest of the year and that we'll have a smooth landing? Or do you think, that Q2 earnings might be not good? Or do you think that the banking situation is going to actually bring us down? I do believe that I always say there's another shoe to fall in the banking, and I believe it is. It's only a matter of time. They can only lie to us so long until reality hit, just like the Fed. Inflation is transitory, meaning short-lived. He told that lie knowing that wasn't the truth. And in some ways, they verbally talk to try to calm the markets. But eventually, the truth comes out. The truth always comes out, good people. Hey, on Sundays, you guys know that I tend to go into an inspirational on the second half. I only do this on Sundays. Thinking about opening up, going back to my secondary page, which is Stock Up. Larry Jones TV. You guys let me know where I can talk about other stuff other than stock, where I can just, be free and talk about the things that I want to talk about that has nothing to do with stock. All right. Some a little more controversial. Leave me a comment if you think, if you would like to join me on my other page, Larry Jones TV, where we could discuss other things. Right. And so here's what I would say. Right now, I am, my daughter's son, my grandboy, is running in a race right now. He's a little pipsqueak. He out there running in track right now, right? So we out here rooting him on. Hey, go see about your kids, Dad. Go watch the game. I don't care if you're not into it. Go watch the game. It's all about the time spent, right? Go spend some time with your kids. That you cannot put a price on. You can't put a dollar on. So this is my inspiration. When I had a failed marriage, right? When I had to call and hear all of that just to talk to my kids. When, I was at the lowest, like, all of the arguing that goes on when you're going through a divorce, right? In my first marriage, I fought to keep a relationship with my kids, right? And not just your kids, your grandkids. So while he's running this race, I thought about running the race and how sometimes when you're running the race, the one that takes off the first is not the first to finish because it's a race of endurance, okay? You know the saying, the race is not given to the swift, but the one that endures to the end, right? And so I thought about that as it pertains to your investing. In a bear market, and for those of you that's DCAing, dollar cost averaging, meaning you're buying a stock, which is buying a company that you believe in long term, and you continue to buy pieces of that stock, whether you buy whole shares or fractional shares, and you continue to buy it every time you get paid, or by monthly, weekly, or however you choose to continue to purchase that same stock. VOO is one of those for me, the S&P 500. You know, of course, you got the Apples, the Microsoft, Nvidias. Those are some of my $5 a day challenge, or those are some of the ones that I never stop. Tesla's one of those. I never stop. So, you know, some people say, oh, you missed the bottom. Nah, I've been buying Tesla since 2020, right? Since right after COVID, I've been buying Tesla consistently and never stop. And so what I'm going to tell you, that when you look at your portfolio and you just see a sea of red, just remember, keep on. If it's a good company, I'm not talking about Bed Bath and Beyond. I'm not talking about AMC. I'm talking about good blue chip, solid companies that have money. When you continue to purchase those companies, just like Warren Buffett did with Coca-Cola, just like Warren Buffett did with the railroad that made him one of the best traders in the world, investors in the world, if not the best long-term investor in the world. He will tell you there were years where it was just a sea of red, and he just kept buying because he believed in the company, right? And so just think about this. Just think about a camel walking up to you and bowing down, and you getting on his back. Eventually, what's going to happen? He's going to rise up. So that is my message to you today as it begins to rain. Just remember, it doesn't take a lot of brains to invest, long-term investment, but it does take temperament, patience, and consistency, okay? And if you want to be successful in this life, it's going to take temperament, consistency, and patience in whatever you do, all right? God bless, good people. We'll see you tomorrow morning.